Well, hello everybody, and welcome to an episode of Derp Your Hooves. So, we got our new PC up and running, and speaking of new machines, this is the IndiaFoxtEhco F-14 from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And the way we're looking at it right now, well, I mean, minus the awesome Derby livery, is pretty much how you would get it if you purchase it in the marketplace. So, it is a really good plane, and we're going to do a couple of small things today. We're not going to do a carrier landing, and we're using their carrier that was provided by them for carrier takeoff, because if you guys are fans of DCS World, you can fly the Tomcat in DCS World and take off and land on carriers, and it's a little better than it is in MSFS. Oh, I can't believe I said it that way, but yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. But still, they provided us with some static carriers, and the Tomcat has the ability to do catapult launches and do carrier landings. So I'm going to skip the carrier landing because I've already done it a couple of times, and just no offense, it didn't seem to be challenging enough. But this is a cool feature. I just wanted to show it to you. And there's a couple features about this aircraft, and I wanted to start off again by saying I'm not being endorsed by anybody to do this. I bought this aircraft out of my own pocket, and I'm very pleased with it. So, you know, this is my opinion, and no one is providing me a free aircraft or paying me otherwise to endorse their product, just so you know. So, let's keep going. So, I added, well, a couple of nice touches to the livery, like our derpy helmets and, our derpy pilots for the Derp Cat. Oh, look, it even has a little helicopter sitting up there. Alright, so this is pretty much the way the external view looks if you were to get it in the marketplace. I didn't get it in the marketplace. I got it from the Hooves store, and I can provide a link for that for you in the description. Basically, they're DCS. So, we're looking here, and we got our basic cockpit, and I've already set a couple of views, some basic views, left, right, forward, where I can see everything. But this also comes with the Jester. Because you're saying, well, what do you mean? Well, they all come with the Jester, but if you buy it in the marketplace is very well known for saying no weapons. And the weapons don't work on this plane, but we get the Jester. So I can do that again. So, close menu. So if I click on the center display right here, Jester menu pops up because I have my tooltips enabled, and this is why I have them enabled, so we can all see what I'm doing. And I click there, and I can say loadout, and I want more of a classic loadout, but you can choose some more modern loadouts. This is the B model. And the A model will allow you to have bombs too, but I want something that's a little more... See, and then the Jester kicks in. A little more closer to what I had as a child. And there are a couple other things we can do here instead of closing the Jester menu, and it's going to time out if we don't hurry up. So all this talking's not doing us any good. See, it'll time out. So we have configuration, we have all this. Now you have servicing, maintenance. Now in here, you can set yourself some more fuel, and it does it automatically. I just click on it, and he's right there, and he just cranked the fuel all the way up. Now there's no damage to the plane right now, because I haven't started flying it. But I can also turn the Jester off, more or less. Turn his voice off. Toggle Jester voice messages. Now you see it says here toggle on SDK arrest wire functionality enabled. I'm going to leave this on just so that we can take off. So there's all kinds of cool things you can do with the Jester menu. I want him to be quiet. He had a tendency in the beginning with him talking to bail out when I would do scary pony landings and stuff like that. And, well, it's not my fault that the Jester doesn't like the way I fly. So now I've got all my weapons. I've got my Phoenix missiles. I've got my Sidewinders. I've got my 120s. So awesome, right? I've got everything I want. And I'm all happy. And I can't use them because Microsoft Flight Simulator won't let you use them because they don't want you shooting other people down. That's totally understandable. So let's go ahead and let's do... I'm just going to show you a catapult landing. And this is what is in the user manual for the plane. For the quick start guide, I highly recommend you read it. Let's release the parking brake, and I'm going to do this from external view because it's easier. And there. Right there to the catapult launch. And set it. Now I have a button bound to my POTUS, and I'm hoping you guys bind stuff too, but you see it says engaged, not engaged, engaged. So this is actually kind of a very detailed aircraft. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. And I'm also going to say that you're going to have to set the afterburner mode, unlike the DC Designs aircraft, which I also like. I'll be flying both of them. This has a few more features, and it's much more like their DCS aircraft because they pretty much, I would say, they ported it over and then made adjustments. So what we want to do is we want to kneel before Zod. Anyways, that was a good movie too. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna find, not spoiler break, but kneel, no strut, kneel. Now in the manual it says it's only gonna kneel on the outside. And in the external view, it is kneeling, and it will kneel. And I want flaps just because I want flaps. Because I want flaps to take off, so I enabled my flaps. And unlike the DCS version, there's no launch officer or anyone else on the deck. But again, and the aircraft carrier won't move, but we get this really cool static aircraft carrier. So I've been rambling enough. We're going to go ahead and crank it up, put our feet on the brakes. Right? And get going. Alright, Derpy Pony plane. And afterburner, and the brakes aren't going to hold it on afterburner. Afterburner. Brakes off. There you go. Carrier launch.
Delta Echo Romeo Papa minus Yankee. Continue for east departure.
Let's bring our flaps in.
Derp Delta Echo Romeo
Ta-dam.
Papa minus Yankee. Leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Tower Derp Delta Echo Romeo Papa minus Yankee frequency change.
So, and I have a button to engage the afterburner. So what we want to do now, because we're not going to do a carrier landing. And you say, oh, Pony, you can't do a carrier landing. Well, it's been a while, but even my worst carrier landing, I still made it on the carrier. So that's why I don't want to do it, because I just feel bad. Alrighty. And I want to steer to my destination, which today is going to be Norfolk Naval Air Station. And there is a rear cockpit too. You can feel free to slide back anytime you want and check that out in your own version. And today we're just going to keep this a simple video. It's been so long since I've made a video that, well, to be honest, everybody, I've been trying to tweak this new machine, and I think we have it where we want it for right now. So here we are, and we're flying along, and this is the default view. And there is an autopilot, and it's more advanced. Again, it's everything here is how you'd find it in DCS, for the most part. So let's fly to Norfolk, and we are using live weather, by the way, and live time. So we're going to fly over to Norfolk and do a flyby and then do a landing. We're going to have to adjust our trim a little bit, or we're going to drop. Now, the wings will sweep by themselves, and there's all kinds of really cool features. I really suggest that if you buy this plane, you read the manual, you go to the DCS website. It's just, there's a lot to learn. And here, we'll kick in the afterburner real quick. So there's the afterburner. Full afterburner. Alright. Just going to affect our trim. And there were some footnotes from Heapler where I looked them up. And some things that they said are different with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and DCS. There's a lot of things that are different between the two. And I highly recommend you read it, because we're not going to have time to discuss everything here. So I'm going to bring it out, because we're going way too fast to land. And so that's why we're going to make a pass. Oh, by the way, and it has radar, everybody. It's got all kinds of cool little things on it. So let's come on in, and you realize that we're already going past the speed of sound, which is why we're not landing at the speed of sound. Well, let's check out the Norfolk add-ons that I downloaded that were free. Not from DCS, but I got them from FlightSim.to. Supposed to be a bunch of carriers and ships and stuff stationed outside of Norfolk. We should be coming up on Norfolk. Let's fly low. We're going to do a VFR pass. If I can remember where Norfolk is. This should be it, this little swatch of land. Alrighty. The clouds are low today. Up there's the bridge, which makes Norfolk over there? Question mark. I forget. Or is that Norfolk? Hey, did it not install my add-ons? Oh well. This is not Norfolk with a question mark. Like I said, it's been a long time, everybody. Now this looks like... Yes? No? Maybe? No, this looks like the International Airport. Which would mean... How do you even know where you're going? Which means that would be Norfolk. How do you even know where you're going? Well, I've flown it in the sim a bunch of times, so that's why I know where I'm going. Let's keep an eye on our airspeed. We're still cooking and booking, 0.9 Mach. And as you can see, I have a little bit of frame stutter. And we're just going to cruise over the runway. And Norfolk. Say hi to Norfolk, everybody. There's Norfolk Naval. Norfolk? Norfolk. Chambers Field. Don't land there unless you're a military plane. In real life. Oh, by the way, I guess I should probably throw in that disclaimer, too. Remember, I am a sim pilot. I'm not an actual pilot. And I don't hold a pilot's license. And even if you could get your hands on a Tomcat, if you like my videos, I like the fact that you like my videos, and I encourage you to like, subscribe, and share them. But the disclaimer itself is I can't be held responsible if you actually try and fly a plane using advice that I give you flying a sim. So do so at your own risk. But I accept no responsibility. Just want to remind you guys, this is a simulator. This is not real life. There is a reset button. So, there we pretty much have it. That's the Tomcat. And I can carefully zoom out here. Right. There we go. We're doing all this live, by the way. And there we go. There she is. It did take the scenery. Look at that. And as you can see, the wings are unsweeping, if that's the right terminology to use. And this is why Jester's, his voices are turned off, and hopefully this disables him. Because, and I'm just going to say this, Jester would bail out right about now. Yeah, my Rio officer would eject, eject, eject! And that would be not the end of the flight, surprisingly enough. It would just mean that he would eject, and then I'd have no canopy. So, Jester needs to go back to the Naval Academy. Until then, we're going to restation someone else in the Rio cockpit. I asked my commanding officer, and he said, yes, I'm going to do that for you. So, there's our runway. We're going to land at, what, 28? And at 28. So, let's go ahead and get ready to land, and we've got lots of fuel, so I could dump it. But I should just be able to make the landing. Hopefully. We're going slow enough. So we're just going to come on in. And stay below the clouds because we're doing all this VFR. Oh, and you know what? Since we're down, well, let's wait till we get on the approach. So, I mean, I'll admit, like most people, I skim the manual. There's a lot of information in there. I highly recommend you read it. It would be a waste of your money not to read it and go, why doesn't the plane do what it's supposed to do? Why didn't it do what it did in that YouTube video? That guy, that girl, they didn't describe it well enough. Well, the manual's there for you to read to learn how to fly it. Just like a real pilot would know their plane before they tried to fly it. So I know where I'm going. Alright, we're going to slow down. Oh, still too fast for the gears. And we're just going to come out here. And landing. And back to cockpit view so we don't plow into the ground. And it should start to drop my gears as I reach an appropriate speed. Say it's 2.8 is where the runway is, which is over there. Our approach is off. Horrible landing, everybody. But I'll get us there. Flaps down. Brake off. And I'm still coming in kind of fast. And yes, I do have realism set on the sim. Alright. Let's bring her around town. Alright, here we go. That's not a pony reference. That's a SpongeBob reference. Alright. Here we are. Gears had better be down. I heard them. And we got one notch of flaps. And here we come. Try and keep her centered. I know I always tend to land off on one side. There we go. Bad landing. Brake. Kind of a flat landing. And we're off center. Brakes. Throttle all the way back. Came in too fast. See? Brakes should be up. Yeah, brakes are up. We came in too fast and we are off center. So, here we go. We're at Norfolk. And this is the Tomcat. So we're going to go ahead and get off the runway. But while we're sitting here, we're just going to bring our flaps back up. And, oh, by the way, so here's something else. Nose wheel steering. This is not going to steer unless you engage the nose wheel steering, so I'm going to say you guys need to bind a bunch of settings. It's not going to fly like the DCS Tomcat. It's just not. Alright, which way do I want to go to get out of here? Why is there only one taxi line? Well, in true Derp fashion, we're going to do our own thing. There's a taxi lane right there. We'll take that one. Let's park this thing. Get off the runway, go to parking. So you have to enable nose wheel steering, or you have to engage the nose wheel steering to be able to taxi on the ground. And on the carrier, it's the same thing in DCS. And again, there's a key binding function for it. I'm going to guess. And since no one told me where to park, we're just going to make our own space. Because, hey, the Tomcats don't fly in the Navy anymore, the U.S. Navy anyways. Alrighty. And follow taxi lines. Park the TBM there. Unacceptable. Hey, man. Come on. I got the right of way. What's with the bus coming my way? Thank you. I know you came out here to come pick me up. But I'm just not ready to go yet. Alright, so I'm seeing a bunch of ghosted out taxi lines, and you know what? Let's go to the actual taxi lines here. The ones that are all nice and white. And we're just going to come in here and try and follow it the best we can. Because again, we have no one to guide us in. They look small, like they were made for fighters. And try and line her up. And there we go, we're a little off. And apply the brake. See, I have a binding for it, so I don't have to touch it. Brake is applied. Let's take a look. Oh, we've been taxiing with our speed brake out. So let's drop that. And the flaps are up, so let's bring the wings in. And you can do that right here on the ground. Wing sweep back. No, we don't want flaps. So the flaps have to go all the way up in order to swing the wing, sweep the wings back. And you can see the wings are sweeping back. See, look at that. And that's how I want them. And I'm going to close the cover first. And the engine shutdown's right there. Now the Tomcat needs an APU to stay running. And it needs a start cart, by the way. We're going to open the canopy. You open the canopy and the stairs deploy. Isn't that cool? See, look at that. And now, oh, and then the canopy recloses. So maybe we need to fix that with our next version. Let's try it again. Yeah, see, even the Rio officer. Jester finally did something. He pushed the magic button in the back seat to make the canopy open all the way. So why did the canopy do that? The canopy did that because we shut the engines down and we have no power. So I'm just going to go through here and throw a couple switches. Not like it really matters. Because we have no power whatsoever. I'm just going to do it to be a good noodle. Because doesn't everyone like the good noodle star? I didn't really get many of those in school. Could you tell? Alright. Off. Off. Close enough, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Gauge. Oh, engine probe. Anti-ice. We won't be probing everything even though we're flying a Navy plane. Alright, so we bring up the Jester. And let's go ahead and put some chocks and cool stuff on it. And I guess I could turn the Jester back on so we can hear his awesomeness in the back. Alright. So we can hear the Jester. Maybe I can figure out, I can add my own sound pack and change the Jester's voice. So let's see, apply or remove wheel chocks. Let's apply the wheel chocks. Engine intake covers. Oh, he doesn't talk when you do this. And we can toggle external electrical power, but we turned everything off, so... But he should say Roger or something.
Roger.
Yeah, let's see. I know a guy named Roger. I know a couple guys named Roger. I wonder if that's who he's talking about. Oh, see? And so now the external power comes on. And I should have a little external power cart, but I turned off all my displays. Right? Does it show me the external cart? No. But that's going to take the covers away. So let's un-Roger Roger. And I know, I'm wasting time here. Okay, so...
Okay.
Right. K it is. Close the menu, bring it back up. Because... Well, that's fine. But I do want the canopy open. So because the power's off, our wonderful pilots probably won't be here. And we'll just get the external view. Oh no, they're here. It's when you put the covers on, the pilots disappear. Well, let's put the covers on. Let's do it right. Right, servicing. The chocks are on. Wheel chocks. Where was it again? Was it here? Nope. See, what do I know? Wheel chocks are applied. Go back. Man, I saw it. Servicing and commands. This is cheap modes. Apply wheel chocks. Well, I want my covers on, so I'm gonna go and look for them again. We don't need to repair and refuel. Oh, it turned my power back on. Maybe that's why. Generator's off. Everything's set to off, please. Wow. Well, and like I was saying, everyone read the manual. Master power switch. Power on off. It's right there. Off. I should have no power. Anyhow. What? Here you go. This is the DC design. Or the DC designs? No, this is the... This is the Heatler. IndiaFoxtEhco. F-14. And I am just going to go back and see if I can find my wheel chocks, which are on. And loadout and configuration. No. This is what happens when you do it live, everybody. Alright. I figure that's what it would be, is in servicing and miscellaneous options. Oh, it's still connected.
Alright, man.
Yeah, that's why it was on. Okay. So we covered that, and now it's going to let me put the covers on. And the wheel chocks are applied. Alright, bye, Jester. Well, maybe he's a little smarter than me, seeing as how he's programmed in. So there you go. You do all those fancy little steps, and you get your covers, right? You get your covers so that the seagulls don't, you know, fly into your intakes and make a nest in there, and you won't fire them up and damage the engine next time. All right. Well, I hope this was fun for everybody, because it was fun for me. And, you know, like I said, if you want to use the IndiaFoxtEhco heat blur aircraft carriers, they're there. If you read the quick start guide, it gives you the name of the carriers that they have that you can use, and it even tells you right there the steps that I use to go ahead and launch off it. I know there's other third-party carriers that you can use also to fly and land this plane. But hey, I think it's a good plane. I think it's definitely a nice addition to the DC design. Well, you know, to the Tomcats, seeing as how we have the DC Designs Tomcat. I like the fact that the DC Designs Tomcat has a has more than just the A and B model. They also have the D model. This just has the A and B. And again, if you want the full functionality of this aircraft as it was posted on social media, if you want the full model, come on over and play DCS. Well, if you want to play a combat flight sim, go over to DCS, and this will be waiting for you. Alright, and I'm just going to end this again with, if you like what you saw here, again, feel free to like, share, and subscribe my videos. So, very happy to be back. Very happy that we built a new PC, because it was a bad video card in the last one. And again, thank you for watching Derp Your Hooves, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the skies.